Hello, and I hope that you and those that you love are doing well in this time of newness, of a new normal, of change. Now, as a padre, I'm always called to stand up and speak to groups on a fairly regular basis. And each time I get up, sometimes it seems to me as if I'm nothing but a messenger of doom. All I seem to talk about is, don't do this. You must do that. This is bad. That's good. Even when presenting to a group about to return from 6 months away in operations, it was always, yes, I know what you've been fantasising about for the time when you get home. But remember, life has continued for your families. You need to control your expectations, because often your hopes won't meet your expectations. The best thing you can actually do for your partners when you get back is look after the kids and give them a break, not anything else. And this prophet of doom seems to come because usually I'm talking to people before change, during change, and how change affects us and how we can fit into the picture both during and after that change. Now, I don't think anyone can deny that we are in the middle of one of the greatest periods of change that many of us will ever see or live through. I mean, how many of us expected it to be normal to work from home and not from the workplace? How many mums and dads expected to be their children's teachers? How many of us expected to have our jobs furloughed or taken away from us with next to no notice? Now, I know that some of us will be relishing the time with family and maybe beginning to dread the parting that will come as we get back to work, back to school, back to whatever the normal will become. And I know that unfortunately some of us will be having a rotten time, finding that living day in, day out with this or that person is just not what we want to do. But we don't quite know how to get away or how to change things. For this is a massive time of massive change, with more to come. And yet the greatest asset we have for getting through this time in the best possible state is each other. And so what I would like to do with this video is to give a few thoughts on how and why we can help each other. And it all comes down to communication. Now, why communication? So I'm going to try and make this easy to understand, so I hope you pick these up. If you're in the army from day one, you will hear from the commanding officer, from welfare, from the padre, from the chain of command. Talk to someone. If you've got problems, talk to someone. If you've got worried or anxious, talk to someone. Why? I need you to picture the scene. You're sitting at your desk at work. Someone walks in the door, and as they walk in the door, their arms are full of files. Hundreds and hundreds of bits of paper and files. This huge, enormous pile of files, and they dump them right on your desk. And as they spin on their heel and walk out the door, they just say, "That's all for you, sort it." So you look at this enormous pile of paper, and you just, how am I going to get through this? Where to start? What to do with all this? So you do the sensible thing. You run away. No, you don't. You pick up the first bit of paper and it says transport. So you put it down and you start a transport file. The next folder says bills to be paid. So you put that down in a bills pile. Next one's all about insurance. So you start an insurance pile. And soon what you have is not a huge big pile of paper. What you have is a series of small piles of paper, each one of which you know how to deal with. And you've also, as you've gone through it, you've worked out the priorities. You know that the bills have to be paid now. The photos for filing can wait till later. So you've sorted it all out and you've prioritised it. That's how you eat an elephant. One small bite at a time. So why talk to someone? Well, before you can tell someone what's bothering you, you have to think through that enormous pile of worries and anxieties that's running around in your head. You have to organise your thoughts. You have to break them down into small piles. You have to sort them out into priorities. And when you've done all that, you can then tell someone what's bothering you. So by talking to someone, they don't have to do anything. You've taken the first steps in sorting things out yourself. So you've immediately started to help yourself. Then comes the other side, the listening. When we're listening to someone who needs to unload their worries, we need to think about communication, which is 30% verbal or voice and 70% non-verbal. 70% of the message that's passed on when we talk to someone is through body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, speed of talking. Have you ever wondered why so many arguments start on Facebook or text or Twitter or WhatsApp or Snapabot or whatever you use? If we only read the words without seeing everything else that was meant to be communicated, we can very easily pick up the wrong meaning. We never sort out major problems without at least seeing the person we're talking to. And so when we're listening to someone, we have to listen with our ears, with our eyes, and with our instinct, with our gut. Listening properly is hard work. Psychologists and psychiatrist appointments are normally 45 minutes to an hour for a reason. Because it's hard to listen accurately and correctly for much longer than that. So listen, watch eye contact, watch facial expressions, read the body language. And if your gut instinct tells you that things don't feel quite right, the chances are they probably aren't. So don't be afraid to press just that little bit further. Don't sit with someone and start the Spanish Inquisition. Don't get out the red hot pokers and the thumbscrews. But maybe just gently press a little by asking direct, open questions. Don't ask things like, "You are all right, aren't you?" That will only get a yes/no answer. Instead, something like, "What is it that worries you most at the moment? What are you afraid of for the future?" These are more likely to lead to a fuller answer, an open answer. And if you get nowhere, back off. Maybe continue the conversation later or another day. Or you could ask someone else to help, or you could refer that person on for more practiced help, because no one's alone. The systems are in place to help you stay well. And if you or someone you care for is having a hard time, have the courage to reach out rather than struggling along on your own. So stay well. Enjoy the benefits of this time. Communicate with each other. Listen well. But above all, may God bless you and those whom you love. And I look forward to seeing you when things settle down to whatever the new normal is. Take care. Go well. Thank you.